Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. This week, I'm going through the Psalms. And the Psalm that I want to talk to you about this morning reminds me a little bit of growing up as a kid. Now, when I grew up as a kid, one of my favorite things to do was to play basketball. And I would get out in the driveway. I had a basketball goal in our driveway in front. And I'm a kid, Lubbock, Texas. I just get out there with the basketball, but in a kid's imagination, it's not Mark Lanier in Lubbock, Texas, playing basketball in the driveway. In Mark Lanier's imagination, I was Dr. J in Philadelphia, playing for the world championship. And I would talk to myself. I mean, I'd be the crowd, if I made the shot, yeah, and all of this stuff. And I'd be out there playing by myself, just practicing, just trying to get in my shots, trying to get my skill set up, right? And so I'm out there practicing and pretending I'm Dr. J. And the whole game's on the line. And what I'd do is I'd count down the final seconds as I was launching the final shot. I'd say 5, and I'd be dribbling 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'd collect the ball from my dribble and I'd put it up and I'd shoot it as I yelled out the buzzer. And if the ball went in, I would say, Dr. J wins it all. If the ball didn't go in, I would say, that's the end of the first half. I never liked to lose. I wanted to be Dr. J because I idolized him. He was amazing. The things he could do with a basketball just seemed unworldly to me. And as we grow up, hopefully, our idols change. Or maybe better yet, as we grow up, we lose our idols. Doesn't mean we don't respect, doesn't mean we don't think great, cool, awesome, things like that. But idol, I don't like to use that word. Let me give you the passage for today. It's out of Psalms 135. It's verses 17 and 18. No, I think it starts in 15, but it goes up through about 18. And the psalmist says that the idols of the nations are silver and gold. Now, by silver and gold, they would make idols that were silver and gold. But there's a pun of sorts here in that nations, the pagans is the reference here. Pagans who are away from the Lord idolize silver and gold itself, not simply what's made of the silver and gold that takes the shape of an idol. Though those are, as the psalmist says, the work of human hands. They have mouths, but don't speak. They have eyes, but don't see. They have ears, but don't hear. There's not any breath in their mouth. Now, that in itself, if we just stop today's reading there, is profound. How many of us trust in things that are really untrustworthy? How many of us make idols something that we worship and something that we trust, something we seek for the security of, out of things? Things that don't see, things that don't hear, things that have they have no interest in you and they have no interest in me. They're things. But here's the verse that I want to add to the end. This is that verse 18 that I talked about. The psalmist says, those who make them become like them, and so do all who trust in them. Think about that. If you trust in something other than God, if you put your confidence and security and value and worth in something other than God, that's what you're going to become like. You want to trust your money, you're going to become greedy or money consumed. You want to trust your popularity, that's what you'll live for. You want to trust your brain, your intellect. All of those things that we seek to trust, that we put above God, will ultimately not only let us down, but will capture our hearts. Jesus said it this way: seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. And Jesus adds, wherever you put your treasure, whatever you believe has value, wherever you invest your worth, your talents, your time, that's where you'll find your heart. If your heart is farther from God today than you'd like it to be, invest in God today. Trust in God today. Make God the object of your worship. If your relationship with your spouse or with your significant friend or something like that is not what you want it to be today, invest in it. Where you put your treasure, there you'll find your heart. Don't invest in garbage. That's your video thought for the day.